Hello and welcome to my channel. Well, yet again another scarf, but this time I think this scarf, why I choose to make this tutorial, because many of you ask me if this stitch or the other stitch it's good for a men's scarf, and I think this one, well, I might be wrong, but this one looks like might go for a men's scarf or boys. I made this scarf because a friend of a friend asked me to do a scarf for her son, which the boy, I think it's 9 or 10 years old. So I choose this this stitch. Well, she chose this stitch. Okay, enough talking, let's do this. This stitch works with multiples of 4. So you're gonna chain sets of 4. You're gonna need, of course, some yarn. Make sure that you have at least 200 grams of yarn. Yeah, this yarn says that I have to use between 4 and 5 millimeter crochet hook. So I'm choosing to work with 5 millimeter crochet hook. You're gonna need some scissors to cut the yarn. So this stitch works with multiples of 4. I chain 24 here. What we're gonna do, we're gonna skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th we're gonna do 3 double crochets. Yeah. Well, I hope I'm in a frame. 3 double crochets in the same chain. So we do that. Okay, and now we're gonna have to skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th again we're gonna do 3 double crochets. It's gonna look like the first row, it's gonna look like the granny square. So 3 double crochets in the same stitch. Okay, again we skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th again 3 double crochets. I usually choose to put less chains, but let's say with my 24 chains maybe you might choose to use that number 4 scarf. Yeah, so we have to do 2 more double crochets in the same chain. Okay, again we skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th again 3 double crochets. Okay, again we skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and in the 4th chain we're gonna do the same, 3 double crochets in the same chain. It's a very easy stitch, even for you guys, the beginners. It's very easy. Okay, and we are left with 4 chains, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the last chain we're gonna do 2 double crochet. You always gonna finish with this stitch, you always gonna finish doing 2 double crochets in the last, well, chain or stitch when we have the stitches. Okay, now we're gonna chain 3. You always gonna chain 3 at the end. 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work. Well, now the fun begins. So you have these clusters of 3 double crochet, and you have spaces between them. In each space we're gonna work. So we're gonna do 1 double crochet in the first space. So you go in there and you do a double crochet. Okay, now the fun starts. Now we're gonna go into the base chain here. So you have 3 chains that we skipped. So you're gonna go the one in the middle. Yeah, it's this one here. So we're gonna go in there and we're gonna pull up a loop. And this stitch that you go into the chain or into the previous, stitch, This one is the most important. You're gonna have to make sure that you make this long enough, the same height like the first one, because this is the one that gives us that you know, kind of stands out. Yeah. And now we're gonna go back in the same space, the empty space right here where we did the first double crochet, and we're gonna do one more double crochet. Okay, again we skip the 3 double crochet and we move, always we work into the space. So we're gonna do 1 double crochet, go in there and do 1 double crochet, and again we're gonna go into the chain, the one in the middle, the second one, let's say. Make sure that this one is long enough, and do a double crochet, and then again we're gonna go back into the space that we did the first double crochet, and we're gonna do 1 more double crochet. Okay, again we move to the next space and we do 1 double crochet, and then because this row we have to go into the chain, so we go the one in the middle, go in there, pull up a loop, make sure that it's, well, long enough that is the same height as the first double crochet, otherwise the stitch is not gonna show. So again, the last double crochet for this cluster, we're gonna go into the space again and we're gonna do 1 double crochet. Okay, we move to the next space and we do 1 double crochet, and then the second double crochet, the one that gives us the, you know, the design, we're gonna go into the chain, the one in the middle, pull up a loop, make sure that it's long enough. Well, the first 3 rows, it's a little bit difficult because we don't have much material to grab on. And again, we're gonna do the last double crochet into this space. Okay, we move to the last space here and we're gonna do the same, 1 double crochet. The second one is gonna be into the chain, the one in the middle, this one. So we go in there, pull up a loop, make sure that it's long enough, and do the double crochet. Then we go into the space here and we do 1 double crochet. And now you reach the end and you have this, the 3 chain that when we start the row, we skipped. So in here you have a space. You go in there and you're gonna do 2 double crochets. You're always gonna finish with 2 double crochets and then chain 3. Okay? And now it becomes easy. Now it's the easy part. So again, we have the space here, so we're gonna do 1 double crochet, and then the stitch in the middle from those clusters from the previous row. It's very easy, you cannot miss this. It's the only one that is very easy to see and to poke into it. So we're gonna go into the stitch, pull up a loop, make sure that it's high enough, and do the double crochet. And again, we're gonna go into the space where we did the first double crochet and we're gonna do 1 more double crochet, and so on. You move again to the space, you do 1 double crochet, yarn over the hook, and again, you see, it's just the only one that it's here. It's very easy to see, and make sure again that it's high enough, tall enough, that is the same height. That is the stitch that will give you the design. So again, we're gonna move to the next space and we're gonna do 1 double crochet, and again we're gonna go below to this one. It's the only one that you can see, that you can work, you cannot miss it. go in there, pull up a loop, make sure that it's high enough, do the double crochet, and again we're going to go back into the space between, you know, the clusters, and we're going to do 1 double crochet, and again we move to the next space here, and we're going to do 1 double crochet, yarn over the hook, and again you see it's right here, you cannot miss it, and we go in there, pull up a loop, again make sure that it's high enough, do the double crochet, and again we go back into that space here, and we're gonna do 1 more double crochet, and again we move to the last empty space here, well, space anyway, and we do 1 double crochet, and again we're gonna go right here below, and we're gonna pull up a loop, make sure that it's high enough, you know, make the double crochet, and again we're gonna go back and make the double crochet, and we reach the end, and again you have this because this is the chain 3 that we chain, yeah, we go in there in that space and we do 2 more double crochet, you're always going to finish with 2 double crochet and then chain 3, 1 2 3, so this chain is the one that you're going to do the 2 double crochet when you return, yeah, and again yarn over the hook, the space is here, and we're going to do 1 double crochet, and then we go below the third one, you have 1 2 3, so the one in the middle we're going to poke into that, make it high enough, and then we go back and we do 1 more double crochet in that empty space, and again we move to the next space and we do again 1 double crochet, and then we're gonna go below and we're gonna do poke in here, make sure that it's high enough, do a double crochet, and then go back and make the last double crochet from the cluster, and again you move to the next space. It's very easy, especially if you are a beginner. This is very easy. So we go below for the second one and we're gonna poke into that, pull up a loop, make sure that it's high enough, do the double crochet, and then go back again and do the last double crochet from the cluster, and again we move to the next space. I think I'm gonna do this row and that's it. So we do 1 double hey, what are you doing? Okay, let's do again 1 double crochet, and then we're gonna go below into this one and we're gonna do a double crochet, pull up a loop, make sure, you know, it's very important, I keep repeating and I'm sure some of you will get really annoyed, but it's very important. This, the second one, is the most important one, because otherwise if you don't make it, you know, high enough, the same height, it's not gonna give you this, you know, this is the second one that stands out, yeah. Okay, we're gonna move to the next space, we're gonna do a double crochet, then the second one we're going below, make sure that it's high enough, and go back again into that space and do the double crochet, and now you have the end and you have the chain 3 that you did. You go in there and you make 2 double crochets, okay, chain 3, 1 2 3, and again you go into the first and you do 1 double crochet, and then for the second one we go below into this, pull it up, make sure that it's tall enough, do the double crochet, and then go back into that space here and do the last double crochet for the, and so on. You keep doing this, yeah, and you can see how it this the second double crochet pops out, you know. Okay, now I wanted to, for those of you that you choose to do this this scarf, I didn't finish my scarf because for some of you, you want to see how to finish a scarf. So I will put this aside, and then I'm gonna finish the scarf with you. Well, as much you think that it's long enough. Some people like shorter, some people like, you know, longer. The scarf depends. If you like longer, make sure that you have more than 200 grams of yarn, and depends how wide you like the scarf. Me personally, I don't like too wide. I like it, you know, medium, whatever that is. So I consider that the scarf for the boy that I'm doing, it's long enough, so I will finish. So I have the last space in here, and I will do 1 double crochet, and then I will go below and do the last the second double crochet. Then I will go back into that space and do the last double crochet for the cluster, and then the end here, and I'm gonna do 2 more double crochets in there. Okay, now I'm gonna chain 1. I'm gonna chain 1, and I'm gonna pull up a loop, and I'm gonna take the scissors and cut the yarn. Okay, now you have a loop here, so you pull, you know, one side, and this is gonna make a knot. Yeah, so I'm gonna take I'm gonna put aside the 5, and I'm gonna hide the tail with the 4. And in many scarves tutorials that I show you, this is the way I hide the tail. So some of you might have not seen, but I keep turning the scarf like this, and I go below. Yeah, keep turning the scarf, because if I keep doing like this, the tail, you're gonna see it here. Yeah. So if you want to put tassels or whatever, or just, especially if you want to leave the scarf the way it is with no tassels, no whatever those are called, fringes, you're gonna see the tail. Yeah. So you keep doing this. But you know, if you want to chain, if you want to put tassels, you can put. You choose how many strings you wanna put. How, you know, thick or big or skinny the tassels. So yeah, you keep doing this, and you hide the tail. For this, it's not long enough, because, well, the boy is not that not big. It's just enough to go around his neck, you know, once, and tied it in front, or just making a very loose knot or something like that. But this is the scarf. Well, I was hoping that the mother of the boy will not want the tassels, but, well, she was very adamant that she wants the tassels. And to be honest, I think I'm allergic to tassels, to attach them. It's just I don't like it. It's like my son, when he has to start studying, he starts to sneeze a lot, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? And he says, Mommy, I think we have to go to the doctor. I have an allergy for studying. I was like, yeah, well, find something else, because this reason is not going to fly. So, well, this is the scarf. If you like it, let me make the camera a little bit that you can see better. Okay, let's say, this is the scarf. I think this is very nice for men, the stitch. Anyway, looks, I feel like this is the one that you can make for men, and even for us ladies, I think it's nice. So you can leave the scarf the way it is, like this, with no tassels, but if you do that, this is gonna happen. Yeah, even with the tassels, it keeps a little bit, but not that much. Yeah, we're gonna have a tendency, you see, to go like this. So for this, for example, for tassels, I put five strings. Yeah, and I did I attached the tassels, so I have to do this too, this side, and attach the tassels. But I think this is a very beautiful stitch, and I think I found this stitch, and I don't know her name, I'm sorry, but her YouTube channel is Crochet for Baby, and I think she has a new channel for those of you that are interested to knit. Yeah, she has a channel, Knitting for Baby, but she translated this stitch, which is called Valley of Lilies or something like that. So thank you to her that she translated from Spanish into English. Yeah, and she has such a beautiful voice. It's a pleasure to listen to her. Yeah, but well, if you like to do this scarf, this stitch, maybe I should make a tutorial just to show you the stitch. Maybe there I'm gonna take my time, especially for you guys, the beginners. Yeah, that will be, here I kind of rushed. But you can put, with this, you can put 24, 28, 32 if you want for a scarf. It depends on the size of the yarn, because if the yarn is thin, then you're gonna have to put more stitches. Yeah, chains anyway. Yeah. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Well, have a pleasant day. Bye.